Hey guys, so this video is kind of like a continuation of my last video where I talked about my whole entire middle school years, my 6th grade, my 7th grade, and my 8th grade. For each grade, basically I take the yearbook, show you what I look like that year, and some signatures, what people said, and I talk about what I was like in that grade, you know, if I was weird, if I was crazy. I was always weird and crazy. Alright, here we go. So in this video I talk about when I enter high school, what it was like in 9th grade and 10th grade. 9th grade, becoming the little person again, because you know, in middle school you were the 8th grade, you were the big person. Now, you're back to the little ant in high school. Now you gotta grow up and get used to everything, and it's a whole lot of fuckload of shit! It wasn't actually that bad. I mean, I got bullied a little. Not really bullied, I just got like pushed around, you know, as a young freshman. People like, move it freshman, they kind of push you a little bit in the hallways because there's a lot of people in the hallways, and they can tell when you're a fucking little kid. I don't know how. It's like, you're a freshman, so I'm gonna push you out of the way. And really that was the extent, at least for me, from the upperclassmen trying to bully you around. I mean, they didn't really steal your lunch money to eat a fucking taco or shove your head in the toilet to make you eat shit. I mean, that's the stuff you see in cartoons. I mean, they might bully you in different ways, but not like that. And I could be wrong, and I apologize if you're one of the victims that had your head actually stuck in the toilet and flushed. I mean, I've never seen that happen, but if that's happened, I'm sorry. At this point in time, I really can't remember much in 9th grade. You know, I hated like most of my classes, besides guitar class. That's when I started playing guitar a lot more, and I just love that class because you can like fuck around and play guitar, and it was a great time. And now in high school, people can be like 2 grades above you in the same class as you. I don't know how that exactly works. I mean, sometimes they're dumber than you and they're just in the class because they're repeating the class, but like guitar class, you know, it's the first time having the class, and people are like fucking monsters compared to you! In high school's the time, you know, I thought middle school was bad. People wouldn't be sexually active or whatever they do, you know, sucking dick or, you know, playing with pussy with fingers. All that stuff is even much more in high school because people are growing up. You know, girls try to impress the guys a lot more than middle school because, you know, they do in middle school, but now you're growing up a lot faster because you're in high school, you know. People are starting to drive around 15 and 16 years old. You're going around in the woods, you know, trying to fuck your best friend that's a girl that's turning into a girlfriend, and what am I talking about? I sucked that year because I don't believe I had one girlfriend. But, you know, I still had a fun time, you know. I'm still getting used to the whole new school system, but I talked to girls on AIM. I mean, give me credit. But yeah, I just sucked in general trying to get girls. Because I'm a shy little twat pussy. No, it really sucks because I can't remember my 9th grade too much anymore. I mean, you grow up and you want to hold on to those memories, but they kind of just fade away, and it really sucks because, you know, there were probably a lot of funny moments I could have remembered, but I can't because I'm a dumbass! One thing I do remember, the way I made new friends was, I did card tricks. I always liked magic when I was little, and I think I was off and on in card tricks, but that 8th grade summer going into 9th grade, I did some crazy ass card tricks, and I blew people away. Like a famous one I did was like an invisible card trick, where I was like, pick a card, and you know, I actually had an invisible deck, and they picked it, and they flipped it over, and I got a real deck out, and the card was flipped in the actual deck that they flipped over in the visible deck. Did you get all that? I know it's confusing, but it was awesome! And I just did other card tricks, you know, where I made their card fly in the air, like I just like, alright, here's your card, and it just fucking flew in the air, and people were like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I'm a badass. And I actually did really feel like a badass. I mean, it's kind of dorky and nerdy in a way, but people are still really like intrigued by my weird tricks. And you know, my dad continued saying, Damian, don't stop those tricks because girls will like that. And I continued. I don't know if I would actually get chicks by doing card tricks, but hey, at least the girls like them, even though I didn't get pussy. Other than that, you know, just meeting new friends, doing the stupid schoolwork that I hated, but I did pretty decent in school. I was pretty much a good kid to all the teachers. One thing I didn't do in high school, which I now do regret, is not doing any type of sports. There are so many things, you know, basketball, baseball, football, and the list goes on, and I didn't do any of them. And you know, I should have tried out for basketball. I mean, I know I'm white, but everybody was white in my school. You know, with a minor few exceptions. Regardless, it would have been a fun way to interact and meet new people, and you know, actually doing the sports thing, because I didn't really get to many sporting events in my school, because I'm stupid. I really should have, because I probably would have met a lot more people and been better socially. I think I would have just felt a little bit more completed with my high school memories, because, you know, I just did school and I went home, and that was pretty much it. Nothing. So this is my 9th grade yearbook, and as you can tell, this one's actually a hardback, a lot more sturdier than my middle school yearbooks. And yeah, the cover is some type of animal staring into your soul. Creepy. And it's out of the blue. And there you have my 9th grade photo, probably my worst photo from the middle school years and high school years. It's just really dumb. I mean, what kind of face is that? What kind of expression am I doing? My eyebrows are kind of creepy, giving a stupid smirk like I'm shitting again. And it's like, it's not a smile. And that hair is too short for my liking. Good job on fucking up on your photo, Damian. And as we open it, there aren't many signatures because most of them are in the back. But I did say something saying, this is little old Damian Sanders' yearbook. You know, just in case someone stole it, because they would definitely give it to me after this. Here's what a teacher said. Damian, nice job in government class. For a freshman, you are almost tolerable. Have a great summer. Yeah, this teacher really hated freshmen for some reason. And as you see, once high school rolls around, everybody signs a lot. Damian, hey, I had a lot of fun with you this year. You're so funny, never stop doing those card tricks. Damian, you've been one of my best friends since 6th grade. You gotta teach me some of your cool card tricks. And this is from an upperclassman saying, hey queer, class was pretty gay, but at least I got to sit beside some cool cats like you. I like the fact that it was cool to talk like this in high school. At least if you wanted to be looked at as a badass, or a fucking douchebag. Damian, hey sweetie, it's been great, and since class, I love you card tricks. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but once again, card tricks! Hey, what is up? Bye. Thank you very much for that insightful signature. I signed the crack in your ass. Heart Tiffany. Except for this is a fucking yearbook! I enjoyed your porn films. Keep strutting it. Darren. Blunts, bongs, boobies. Have fun! Thanks, John. I'll take your advice. No nuts, no glory! It's funny because he said the same exact thing in my 6th grade yearbook. And these survey things in the yearbooks were pretty cool. And wow, who would have guessed Linkin Park, Metallica, Incubus, and Disturbed would be in this kind of mix? I guarantee you wouldn't be seeing that now. And this list of favorite movies makes me want to drown myself because first place, Fast and the Furious, are you kidding me? Triple X, Legally Blonde? What the fuck? Sweet Home Alabama and Pearl Harbor. Okay. The only one that has reason to be on the list is Lord of the Rings. And that got beaten out by fucking Fast and the Furious. Are you fucking kidding me? And this is just fucking stupid. What is worse? Walking into a glass door or pulling a push door and thinking it's locked because it doesn't open? Which is worse? Your best friend going out with your crush or your enemy going out with your crush? Well, I would figure your best friend because that would be a backstabbing bitch, but apparently enemy is just as worse, almost. What's kind of cool but yet kind of out of place is a full color kind of magazine what happened that year in the yearbook. Like, this has nothing to do with the school, it's just pop culture. Like, Lance Bass wanting to be a fucking astronaut. Science, I'm not gonna read all that. Friends, oh my god, is Friends ending? Oh, we gotta put this in the yearbook! And some dude wanting to surf in Ohio, and a cell phone that's ancient, that looks like it's probably from the 1800s. Oh, we also have to display in full color a fucking chair and a trash can, because, oh, it's gonna be in Target, that's why we have to put this in the yearbook. We can't have full color on students, but by god, we have to have a fucking chair and a trash can! Look how pretty and colorful this is, really. And you go to the actual stuff, the actual yearbook part, and it's fucking filled with black and white shit! Actually, there is some color in the very beginning of like prom and homecoming and play, so I have to give credit. This man was actually really scary in high school. You wouldn't want to fuck with him.